Memorandum in a Cruet by Michael Lambert. Dedicated to my people of Colorado. Take a journey through the mind of Michael Lambert. Table of Contents. Act 1. Introduction. Pangea. In a world like this, what am I to believe? How is this world supposed to be perceived? A rhyme or two is how I'll talk. I quite enjoy life's little walk. In the beginning, all God had to do was snap, and thus created life's master map. A galaxy forming in just 7 days, our God is learning to play. Mountains spark forth from the balls of torch. Seas rise up, devouring the beach porch. Lucifer wasn't perfect and tried to overrule our king. Banished to the seas, a legend is he. Deceitful and wicked, without a key. Lucifer evolved on the everlasting earth. A serpent was he from birth. It is not possible to snake charm him, for he was God's perfect little sin. The only creature to never stop growing, a dragon was he, fire blowing. As time went on, he found some bombs, the creature that is known to have thumbs. He snaked, charmed Eve, and could you believe, she took from the tree and measured the free. With Adam she shared an apple with care. As God came down, they ran away. They had absolutely nothing to say. They hid tatas and a ding-dong, and prepared the world's first song. Leaves covered them from head to toe. God gave them the look that he does know. He sent them away from the Garden of Eden. He did not want them to be a beating. Today, if you go into a museum, Lucy was from the Garden of Eden. Kids were born who were conscious, who began to focus on the science. Other animals were left at peace, or they were to become extinct. Dodos, mammoths, and saber-tooths. Satan was a dinosaur who once ruled. Terrible lizard in Greek mythology, quite similar to Roman theology. The term dinosaur comes from 1842 from a paleontologist named Owen. A third of the angels weren't with Satan, ruling the earth, always out hating. Mesopotamia is another name for this land, where the apple was eaten by a man. On the outskirts of this great garden, the world's first city was being born. Babylon, our place that was much better. We had begun to change the weather. A tower was built to reach up to heaven. A god planned the earth to end at 11. The island of a garden and a hot beach was starting to flood as they had preached. This city of great magnitude and pure power, it is the time of the city that fell into the water. Atlantis was once called with other names too. Angels walked the earth, quite a few. Ares, an angel from Mars, was in charge of the Great War. Aphrodites and Cupid spread love and more. Empires to be built as time went on. The Jews were assigned to pass it on. Let's start anew without Satan making earth hell. It's too late, for the tree made us unwell. Good thing a conscience comes with this sin, for pure evil will never have a chance to win. The world was different, an ozone layer held water. This water was to start the fire. Prophets began to journal a jotter. An asteroid collision disrupted the silver wire. 40 days of rain came from above. The remains of asteroids' love is what we call the moon today. It is hung out on all our days. As the tides of a great flood began to surrender, the earth again was fresh and tender. People spread worldwide as continents began to form. To counteract this unity, racism was born. Yellow, white, black, and brown, all flaunting knowledge like a clown. To kill each other and ourselves, we ate from the tree. We are not well. The Mayans and Aztecs will tell you it's in the stars. Zodiac believes will advance you far. Pharaohs and Persians were the original punk rock. They took control and wore fancy socks. Pyramids and walls, towers and roads. Society, I don't think that we should gloat. We claim to be better while claiming to be nothing. This attitude should change. It's really sucking. Until the day that Jesus walked the earth, spirits were allowed to have rebirths. Fallen angels would create demigods with us. How is it consciousness to sin to lust? We're the only ones that are able to love. It's a gift of punishment from up above. Love and hate, greed and feud, without the tree, we have no mood. Let's fix a place that was once perfect, let's survive in what we call the market. Let's mix chemicals to better ourselves, let's mix chemicals to kill ourselves. Let us be smart and arrogant to all, let us die when our empire falls. Let us have what we want, let me die for what I want. The Jews were mocked from the beginning of time, their prophecy tasted like a lime. Empires overruled their beliefs, for they were the master chief. It seems though this is all connected, through everything now is infected. Many Jews will not accept their prophet, and we're still waiting for Muhammad. Jehovah and Allah, what is your name? Tell me, and I shall bring you fame. These prophecies have existed since the beginning of time, and all we have to do is read between the fine lines. For in the Bible, Hades exists. Other translations have more to list. The Greek Empire was the first to plumb. Again, let's thank God for these thumbs. The Greeks turned angels into gods. The Romans turned planets into gods. Partly sci-fi, partly magical, the time had come for the kingdom to fall. Ahead of their time and doing quite well, Dark Ages came, let's experience hell. The Renaissance was to rebuild the great. In a sense, we opened a different gate. We took the path to obtain great knowledge. In a world to succeed, you must be in college. Electricity and fossil fuels, Earth's treasure, these rule. Industrial age has come to pass. This digital era is meant to last. The end might come soon for all we know. We think we have forever to live, though. Some went off to become pirates. Rape and pillage was their fair bet. To live a full life from our king, drinking rum is what they'd sing. Nautical gods like Odin and Thor, they had the angel DNA in their core. Shiva comes from the Great East. The Dalai Lama might be the Messiah that we preach. Everything that happens on planet Earth, like the bomb on Hiroshima or your first son's birth, there's meaning and purpose to it all. God's novel of life is the best book of them all. For the Black Plague and the death of Alexander, this world without time is so much grander. Yellowstone to explode at any given time. Mayans point that 2012 is in a line. Jews, Chinese, Egyptians will all say it's almost time, but just watch closely for the signs. We've become to know of a great blind. It's majestic though, truly one of a kind. If you take the chance to just open your mind, you'll learn to live for the very first time. A comet to say hello in 2029, but on that day, it's just a sign. To prepare for it in 2036, will technology have its wits? Nuclear arms could wipe us all out, maybe even before this track is out. Jerusalem is to be given back to the people. The time will come when it's the holy people. The mark of the beast will rise forth during the maximum evil restore. I flip this phone around. What have I found? An apple that has a bite and taken out. Is this what everyone was talking about? It's the sign of great knowledge. This iPhone has an app for college. The mark of the beast was to be in the hand and give you access to all of the land. Google in my pocket, well, I know it all. Seems as if this new empire could not fall. Facebook, we are almost now telepathic. You give us the ability to be omnipresmatic. To decipher writings that come from beyond, I'll take an eternity in a peaceful pond. The Eastern world appears to be under a separate covenant, or for a time was once different. If the Chinese gathered up in arms, every American would be alarmed. Ages 0 to death, fighting plenty, everyone would have to kill 20. Possibilities exist, and around a corner they lure. This world still has many years to mature, for the Messiah is to return to planet Earth. Muslims, Jews, and Christians will be rebirthed. For the day that all will cheer his name, God is the only one who deserves the fame. The time of judgment will come before us. On the day the meaning of life will become clear to us.